We're walking in to another spot that I can't describe as anything else but just a Hail Mary. We found some beaver activity in this general area. Couldn't really locate exactly where it was. This is a big floodplain with all these setbacks and old oxbows and stuff. We finally found an old lodge that definitely has some activity. Joey was wicked interested in it. So there's kind of like just a sprawling maybe food bed. Long story short, I struggled to walk away from any possibility. So we set this up one night, let this sit one night, and we're gonna check it. I'm setting my expectations really, really low. But you'll see, I mean, there is food bed here that's from this year. It's still green. So a beaver setup shop here. And this old hut over here is showing some fresh sign. I mean, a beaver and maybe two beaver were here this fall, putting new sticks on top of this. So new sticks, presence of a food bed, but again, you'll see over there, and we'll walk over there, but there's some more sticks that are kind of food beddy. It's hard to read. So my strategy here was, look, Joey's getting interested too. And this is what had me this is really the reason I set traps yesterday. Joey was just showing a bunch of interest over there. He can hear something under there and he can smell something under there. So at any rate, my thought process here was try to find deep runs and hang baited sets. So we punched a spud down through the ice in a bunch of places, and you had places that were 5 feet deep and you had places that you hit right onto mud. And so we just tried to pick those major runs. I know I keep saying that, oh, he stopped. So yeah, let's give him a check. And then this one set over here, I had thin ice. And so I made a set on thin ice. One set by that, maybe food bed. One set by this, maybe food bed. This is a Hail Mary is what this is. But you never know unless you set traps. One last time. This is the reason that I made sets here. Because Joey's super interested in that spot. And I believe that to be the vent of a bank den. And I couldn't get him off it yesterday. So there's got to be someone here. But this is really hard to pinch down. Usually we're looking for pinch points, but this is just kind of open. So let's start this one set. Ooh, we do have bubbles. Like a lot of bubbles, which I'm fairly surprised about. And let's check this. Yeah, I can't see anything. This is really, really dark water. And it is. It's got a smell to it. High nutrients. So unfortunately, we got to open this whole thing up so we can. Ooh, I like that. That settled though. No, it's set. Still set. So, just for. Well, that means there's movement under there. So I guess that's promising. Just for reference, this is what a baited potato set looks like. Just hanging, we're suspending it down within the water column. We're using a potato here because it's really dark, murky water, so we're hoping that's gonna, shed some light. Like they're actually gonna pick up on the brightness of that big ball under there. So we'll leave it, and this is somewhere, again, we're checking it. Night one, we set these yesterday because it's a weekend and we can, we both work full-time schedules. So this is when we can get our trap in. But we'll probably let this whole place sit for a good 3 days. Again, more bubbles, which is curious. Usually bubbles mean movement underwater. And we didn't get a ton of ice last night, which is a good thing when you're just checking things like this. So here, that's still set. Well, we're gonna let that go another day. Man, these dirty setbacks always, they can be trickier than expected. So This set, I've got it set up on its side, and these two sticks are locked in, which is holding it in place. So I'd really like it if I don't have to pull it all the way out. Oh, I can't see anything. It's so darn dark. Let's see if I can see with a flashlight. No, it's just black water, which also makes baited sets really difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feel down here for the spring and see if... All right, so that spring is open.
Okay.
Now, but what I just did is really dangerous. And the reason that I did it is because Riley's here. My biggest fear is get my arm caught inside a set when it's under ice like that, and moving into dark water is just, I don't recommend it. So, but what I'm doing is I'm feeling, those springs are compressed, and then I have the rod coming through the spring. So I'm reaching down to I'm feeling the spring, and then I'm feeling out just to here and seeing, is it compressed or is it open? And it is open, so we're gonna bang it out, but don't go doing that move. Unless you're with someone and are very comfortable with it. It's just, it's dangerous, and I want to be very clear about that. It is sprung, but there's something keeping it from being all the way sprung, which has got me nervous. Either there's a big beaver on the other side of that, but it feels pretty darn light, or there's a stick. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Big stick.
Big stick. Interesting, though. Geez, well, that stinks. So one of two things happened. I need to get my setters. That is either in just a stick floating through the water column because of beaver movement, which is very possible. Or it's a darn smart beaver that was pushing sticks around. But being that this is an area where there's so much old beaver activity, I suspect that there's just all sorts of sticks under there, and this is the product of those just floating around. That's a really old elm, and elm is kind of low on the preferential food list, so that's interesting that it's in there. So I'm gonna put this just back in the water so that potato doesn't get frozen, and then let's go and check this one last set. But that is less than ideal. Again, tons of bubbles, which is just so curious. Yeah, there's definitely movement under the ice. Sprung. That one's got weight on it. All right, well, what is it, buddy? I think Joey's got a sixth sense for this. What is it, buddy? What is it? What is that? Oh, nice. There you go. That's a nice, solid, medium beaver, which that tells me that there's probably like a full breeding colony here. So that's exciting, and you can see exactly how we have this set made. So this is just 2 pieces of aspen, nice green aspen that's been scuffed up a little bit to make it appear as if someone else has been chewing on it. You can see that this beaver actually took a couple bites before it fired. And again, that's what we love about these full closure traps, is they have really, really tight trigger mechanisms, which allows us to bait the trigger. Actually allows the beaver to work it a little bit before it fires. And so this is just an absolutely perfect catch. That is ideal. So nice. So this, as you can see, is just that baited aspen suspended in the water column with 2 wires. Whereas this set over here, the trap's going vertical, up and down with a potato on it. We're gonna remake both of these sets. And then we're gonna give it a couple days, but that's exciting. That means that we got beavers in this spot. So we'll keep on going to see if we can't connect with the two biggest mature beavers here.